at the end of the day, you know, I'm trying to stay positive, but yeah, like I said, it's going to haunt me forever. I'm going to kick myself in the ass forever for it. You know, I feel like I had let down, you know, a lot of people. I've let down a lot of sponsors, and most importantly, I think I let down myself more than anyone else, just because I'm so hard on myself over, you know, things like this. Like, it sucks to say, I'm more of a sore loser than a happy loser. That, you know, and you lose the Dakar 2 kilometers from the finish line.
Dakar 2026. It's hard to know where to even start, but tell me about your experience over there.
I don't even, like you said, I don't even know where to start. It's definitely been one of the toughest moments in my life. You know, the toughest one to swallow yet. And, everything leading up to it, you know, training-wise and road book-wise and just health and fitness, mentality, everything was, like, super on point, on par. And during the race was also, you know, the same feeling. I feel like I wasn't stressing my body. You know, I wasn't stressing the body more than I should be. I was probably the calmest I've ever been, and I've gotten, you know, a lot of messages of that, you know, during the whole rally, like, man, what's wrong with you? You're a completely different person. You're super calm. It's really cool to see. But yeah, I was just calm. I think I managed myself really well the whole time, and I kept placing myself, you know, in I would say maybe the best positions I can. You know, maybe riding the smartest I've ridden. I think in my whole career, you know, at this point, you know, it's been 11 Dakars now, and it's not my first good, successful Dakar. You know, every year you learn a little bit more, and yeah, this year was different. I don't know. I think I was just more prepared than I ever been. Just felt comfortable. I felt confident. You know, the circle of friends and family and mentors around me were in the same boat, and yeah, everything was going good. I mean, I thought at the last day everything was good and we had it wrapped up, but I think I was maybe thinking about that too much, and yeah, I made a little mistake and lost the Dakar by 2 seconds, and that was a hard one to swallow. You know, that was you know, we put in the work, the team put in, you know, endless hours of work, you know, late nights, early mornings. They never gave up. And yeah, I think, obviously we messed up and made a really big mistake, but that was definitely, I would say, the hardest one to swallow yet in my career. And I mean, I keep telling people, like, I won Dakar the first time, and it was huge, right? Like, no American's done that. So the media was insane. My phone was ringing for 6 months, just nonstop. Then I got second, you know, the year after. Then 2 years later, I won again in 24. But then when I won in 24, it was strange, you know, like, whatever. The media was half as much as the first time. So I was like, oh, you know, maybe it was expected. I have no idea. And then now, you know, whatever, getting the second place, you know, there's two ways to look at it. And for me, I'm looking at it like, you know, since I won the second time, the media hasn't been so strong, you know, from the first time. And then now I'm like, man, if I would have won, the media probably wouldn't even be as much as a second time. But since I got second and won, you know, a stage or you know, was winning the rally, you know, and the media was like, oh, can he do it? Can he do it? And then I got second. It's like, you're honestly the first source of media that's even reached out to me.
Oh, geez.
So yeah, it's like, yeah, you're the first. And just from social media on Instagram, you have like the impressions and insights or whatever, you know, from people viewing your profile or sharing your stuff, whatever. Mm-hmm. Since I got home from Dakar, getting second by 2 seconds, you know, before the final day, my insights were at, you know, 4 million or whatever it was, like the people that, I don't know, view your stuff or whatever. Mm-hmm. Since the last day, since I've been home 2 days after the finish, my insights have grown 2.5 million.
Wow.
So now it's at 6.5 million right now, and still rising right now. So there's two ways to look at it. And I'm like, you know, yeah, the win is cool. I want the trophy more than the money because the trophy is more legendary. Since I've been home, my media has grown more, getting second by 2 seconds, mm-hmm. than I feel like it would have if I had won. So, I mean, I'm not like a media guy, right? So I don't know how it all works. I just post racing photos most of the time. Now seeing it is growing more. So, I mean, for the future, it might be better, but I'm not sure. So I'm trying to take the positives, right, out of everything that has happened, you know, the last day. And it's going to live with me forever, right? It's going to haunt me forever. Like this mistake at, you know, 98, 2 kilometers before the finish line. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking also at the positive of how much media attention has been going around because of it. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, you know, I'm trying to stay positive, but yeah, like I said, it's going to haunt me forever. I'm going to kick myself in the ass forever for it. You know, I feel like I had let down, you know, a lot of people. I've let down a lot of sponsors, and most importantly, I think I let down myself more than anyone else, just because I'm so hard on myself over, you know, things like this. Like, it sucks to say, I'm more of a sore loser than a happy loser, especially when, you know, you have it in the bag, you know, and you lose the Dakar 2 kilometers from the finish line. So mm-hmm. This has been the toughest yet, and I'm just trying right now to get over the fact that even happened, and that's real life. Mm-hmm. And the only thing we can do now is pick up the pieces and come back and try to come back better and stronger and finish the job.
Well said. Couple things I was jotting down as you were talking. I mean, first, you say you hate to say that you're a sore loser, but, you know, I think any champion will tell you, you know, Jeremy McGrath was saying at the peak of his career, it wasn't the thrill of winning anymore. It was the fear of losing, because once you're on top, there's only one place to go. And yes, I think that also aligns with what you were talking about, the expectation. And I know that Johnny Campbell is obviously someone who's familiar with that once you're on top like that, it's just expected. And it's not that another win is going to have the same magnitude. It never will again. Also, because your first win was the first win by any American. So that was monumental for multiple reasons. And it was also Honda knocking down KTM. It was Monster knocking down Red Bull. It was America knocking down the world. So it was monumental on so many levels. And now another win is Ricky versus Chucky, you know? So it's just kind of a different dynamic, I would say. But yeah, I mean, I think that having that hatred of second place, that's what any champion will tell you is what drives them. You also mentioned that you were calm. So are we going to get pissed off Ricky back now, or?
I mean, back to what, you know, you were first saying, like, you know, once you're on top, or like have the taste, right? The taste of winning, and like knowing that you can do it again. It's been done before. You could do it again. And like you said, the only way from there is down. And yeah, it's That's exactly right. Like the fear of losing is tough. And it's strange right now. Like, I don't know what I'm more pissed off about. I could be pissed off about a lot of reasons, but honestly, 2 seconds is like, might as well be a tie, right? Because 2 seconds is like,
it's nothing.
It's one breath. It's one breath.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's damn near a tie. Okay, I understand times don't lie, whatever. But at the end of the day, 2 seconds after 50 hours of racing is like, that's a historical moment in itself. Mm-hmm. But, whatever, it's a loss, and we have to take the loss the best we can. And, I'm pissed off about it. And, I have to wait a whole year to be pissed off again about it, right? So it's like between now and next January, there's going to be a million other things that are going to piss me off. And normally, I do really well, pissed off, just because I'm so angry. And that's the number one thing that I feel like takes the anger out of me is racing motorcycles or riding mountain bikes. But for me nowadays, riding my mountain bike is just to go get outside and burn a couple calories and just enjoy outdoors. So the next way to, relieve the anger is to go race. And I feel like there's going to be a pissed off Ricky in the next Dakar just because of the issues we had in this Dakar. Same with, 2019 Dakar versus 2020 Dakar when I had won. In 2019, my bike broke 2 days before the end. So I was on a limit there. I was super fired up. Hopefully we could take, the lessons learned and take the anger out. Just set the anger aside right now and let it come out next January.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I remember talking to you after your 2020 win, about how you said just the whole plane ride there, you were just pissed off. And it was mainly thanks to Jimmy Lewis. So, I mean, what was he not doing his job prior to this one? Like, what is that why you were so calm?
No, Jimmy was, doing his job, and Johnny was doing his job. I was, just the whole circle, me, Jimmy, Johnny, Preston, Skyler, like that was our group, that was our training group, and we were all doing, the job, and I feel like we were doing it almost perfectly, but I feel like the calmness was just going there with the mentality of telling myself, like, I can do it, I can make it happen, and this is the year to do it. Mm-hmm. And I was just trying to stay calm, to just be relaxed and just let the bike be free, let the body be free, and just let everything in motion happen as it's going to happen, and I feel like...
Let it come to you?
Yeah, well, yes, exactly. Let it come to me, but I feel like maybe I was a little bit too calm in some situations, right? So this, especially the last day, I made the mistake of... I mistaked one road for another road, but my mileage was spot on and the waypoint validated, and I made the corner. And, I knew where I was. I was like, dude, the finish is right there. There's everyone right there, but there was a waypoint from here to there. So that's where I had made a mistake, where I should have just, I'm reliving all of this every single day. Like, there's so many different variables I could have done. I could have just stopped and waited for Luciano, or I could have just rode to the finish line and maybe the freaking waypoint would open, but I don't know what had got into me, but I was just so calm and too calm and just like, riding around at this point, and this is what had jacked me up. So lesson learned, stay on your toes and just don't be too relaxed,
Yeah. So 2019, that was another thing I was going to bring up, because this is not the first time you've had to take one on the chin in Dakar. That was a really gutting one too, but you've already answered the question, but is it worse that it's out of your hands versus something that was in your hands? But this one is worse?
Oh, this one's way worse. Like I even in 21 when I got second by like 40 something seconds or whatever it was, that one was hard. Like just because, you know, the battle's been tight and it was me or Kevin every other day. And the last day in 21 was like my opportunity to make up time. And I think I made up like 6 minutes, but I needed to make up, I think 7 or something. And he started 9 minutes ahead of me. So it was like the perfect situation. But that one was also a tough one. And, you know, I was a little bit sour over that one. But this one, yeah, definitely is a lot worse than that one because I had it in the bag, you know, on the last day. And it's just hard to explain, you know, that last day, I think, you know, like you said, I think letting it come to you, maybe I took that too much and I should have just went and got it, right? Like, I feel like there's a fine line of letting it come to you and then going and getting it, you know, and fighting that much more percent in a day before.
Yeah, definitely. It's talking about your inner circle and, you know, everybody was there for support. I know that Johnny in particular is really, really good. He's very wise on kind of the mental fortitude. So what did he have to say to you after that?
After the finish line?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough conversation, but, you know, he's just saying, oh, we all, you know, everyone makes mistakes. We're human. You're not human if you don't make mistakes. You know, and I was like, well, dude, what do I do? Because I just let everyone down. And most importantly, let myself down. He's like, yeah, but Ricky, you've already set your name in stone for the same achievement years ago, and no one will ever take that from you. Yeah, a win is cool, but you've already won twice, and no one's going to take that from you. So the only thing we can do is just stay positive and give it another go and try to take your win back home. And I said, that's the only thing we can do. That's the only option we have right now.
Yeah, I think at some point you just say it is what it is and move forward.
Yeah, I think like right now that's kind of, you know, I'm at that stage right now. You know, it is what it is, right? But then when I go back, I'm just going to be, you know, obviously pissed off because I'll be in the same area at the same race, but it'll be a year later. But, you know, like I said, I'll never forget this Dakar, you know, and I'll always live with it. So right now it is what it is. But then when I go back, I'll be like, no, this is mine. And then just try to do a better job.
Yeah. Awesome.